Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. So you guys know I've been competing in the Computer Olympiad since 2011. I program various AI for various computer games, and I use a text editor called Sublime. Very good coloring scheme, very good for editing code. And I ran into a little difficulty. I need to update my installation of Sublime, but I can never get around to it because every time I even think about it, I got code to write. And that update could take 10-20 minutes to install and all that. You guys know my other hobby. I like to submit builds to Lego Ideas. I got 11 up there for voting now. I got 7 in the pipeline for review, and it seems like I'm writing them faster than they could be reviewed. And I really need to download a new version of Lego Studio, but I can also never get around to it because every time I get on my computer, there's more Lego to build and just never get around to it. To give you an idea of how crazy I am for Legos, the other day I was walking around the campus and I almost ran into people. I was just building away on my Legos. And as a result, I don't even have the best tools to use for either of these projects because I'm so busy working on them that I can't install them. And it's very reminiscent of something else in my life. 2 years ago, I was giving myself heck for and not traveling a lot because I was having difficulty making friends here in Phoenix. And I worried that if I took a 3-week trip to Taiwan, that I would miss out on a number of game meetups, hiking events here, and I didn't want to miss that. What if my future wife was on one of those events, right? And as a result, I was burnt out often. I was juggling a lot of stuff, right? I was teaching at 2 different colleges. At the time, we hadn't had the terror of Sun Bismuth yet. I was making a lot of bismuth art, going to art shows and all that, and I was very stressed out. And as a result, it wasn't doing any wonders with networking with people. I was messing up everywhere I went. What I should have done was taken a trip. At the time, my grandmother on my father's side was alive. I really missed out on spending time with her because I was so consumed about the fear of missing out on making new friends here. I really should have been updating my mental software in order to come back and make new friends. But I was so caught up in it that I didn't do that, right? It kind of reminds me of all the software that I need to update on my computer as well. And so, a little side note of I'm sleeping in my car. It doesn't bother me. I found a really good spot where people are nice to me. I'd rather find the right roommates than to find quick roommates nowadays. Now that I have good mental software to use, I really suck at. I don't like surprises. Like, for example, the other day I was really apprehensive about going through TSA because TSA always finds a way to surprise me, even when I follow all the rules that I learned last time around. The last winter, I accidentally pushed my shopping, my luggage cart into the TSA line, and when the guy surprised me by saying I shouldn't bring it there, I got very upset and I screamed at him, "Why don't you get a real job?" And that really upset him. That in my mind, TSA isn't a real job. I was kidding, but it really upset. When I get surprised, I get angry, and I don't want I want to avoid nasty surprises. This time around, I forgot to take my laptop out of the bag, and I always get unpleasantly surprised every fucking time I go through TSA. I've been a little bit better at handling it, but I always get surprised, and I don't deal with surprises very well. I am autistic. By the way, I don't deal with positive surprises very well either. Right. So, for example, going to the bank and getting a roll of coins and finding out that I got an entire roll of silver coins will still mess me up for the rest of the day and make it hard for me to focus on other stuff that I need to do. Going to the student union and the crush I have talking to me out of the blue also will mess me up for the rest of the day and cause me to forget to go to a meeting, forget various important stuff, right? Go to class unprepared. I hate surprises in either direction. And that's a quirk that I need to work on. That's why I want to find good roommates that are not going to cause me any unpleasant surprises. This is the Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum.